Good early morning to you, YouTube. What you guys doing? What you guys doing? Turkey or GC Blues 45. What a night. 14 games on the dock. No games tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving, which is great. So tomorrow night I will do a pregame report for you guys because I gotta work. Go fair. Because also there's some early games Friday too. So let's get right into this post-game report, folks. Remember, if you haven't come across this video and you happen to like it, give that thumbs up, doodle. It's very important. It helps promote the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe icon. Literally, folks, it is important to hit that subscribe icon. So with that being said, once again, 14 games on the dock. Here is everything. See? And let's keep track of my wins and losses. Okie dokie, starting off with Edmonton at Carolina. Entering the matchup, Edmonton was 5-11-1 and 11 points. Carolina was 10-7-0 and 20 points. At the end of 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, at the end of 60 minutes, at the end of 60 minutes, the Edmonton Oilers lose to the Carolina Hurricanes by a score of 6-3. Shots on goal were the Canes 27 and the Oilers 23. The Canes had 27 saves. I'm sorry, not 27. The Canes had 20 saves with the Oilers 21. Carolina was 0 for 5 in power play with Edmonton 1 for 4. 11th win for Carolina. And I think they won because I got the New Jersey. So I think that's why they won. 22nd point for them. Next, the battle of the teams that have lost 4 straight games. Only one team will continue the losing streak. Who is it? We'll find out. And by the way, that's a win. On my belt because I paid Carolina. Next, Chicago at Columbus. Entering this match, Chicago is 5-11-0 and 10 points. Columbus 4-11-4 and 12 points. At the end of 60 minutes, Columbus beat the Blackhawks by a score of 7-3. Shots on goal, Blue Jackets 26, the Blackhawks 36. The Blue Jackets had 33 saves with the Blackhawks 19. Columbus was 1 for 3 on the power play with Chicago 0 for 4 on the power play. Chicago has now lost 5 in a row, folks, and this is nothing to play with. So we'll see what can happen. That's 2 straight wins. Can I make it 3 in a row? Let's find out. Next was, oh, by the way, 14 point for Columbus, too. Next was New Jersey at Detroit. Entering the matchup, the New Jersey Devils were 8-7-1 and 17 points. The Detroit Red Wings 8-6-3 and 19 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Red Wings beat the Devils by a score of 4-0. 4-0. Shutout. Shots on goal, Red Wings 28, Devils 16. Wings had 16 saves with the Devils 24. Detroit was 1 for 4 on the power play with New Jersey 0 for 2 on the power play. Whoa. Detroit picks up their 9th win and their 21st point. And of course, yours truly picks up his first loss. He won them all, right? Next was Boston at Florida. Entering this matchup, Boston was 13-1-3 and 29 points. Florida 12-5-1 and 25 points. And at the end, 60 minutes, Boston beats the Panthers by a score of 3-1. Shots on goal, Bruins 25, the Panthers 28. Bruins had 27 saves with the Panthers 22. The Boston was 0 for 3 on the power play with Florida 0 for 2 on the power play. Boston picks up their 14th win and their 31st point. They're the first team to reach 30 points for the year. And they are currently the number one team in the league. They're the best team. So basically, if the season ended today, they're your President's Trophy winners. But we go on. Oh, and truck up another one. I'm already 3-1, 3-1-0 already. Next was the Rangers at Pittsburgh. Entering the matchup, the Rangers were 12-3-1 and 25 points. Pittsburgh 9-8-0 and 18 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the New York Rangers beat the Penguins by a score of 1-0. Shots on goal, the Rangers 36, the Pens 32. Rangers had 32 saves, Pens 35. New York Rangers were 0 for 3 on the power play with Pittsburgh 0 for 5 on the power play. Well, they win them all. 13th win for the Rangers. They are on a streak. And they got a 27 points for the year. But as you know, folks, season is long. Next was a battle of the 3-win team. Only one team could continue their win streak. Who will it be? Let's go into it. Winnipeg and Tampa Bay going into the matchup. Winnipeg was 10-5-2 and 22 points. Tampa 9-6-4 and also 22 points. This game had to go into overtime after regulation, after 60 minutes basically. This game had to go into overtime. It was tied. And in overtime, Tampa loses by a score of 3-2. Shots on goal, the Jets 32, the Lightning 33. The Jets had 31 saves with the Lightning 29. Winnipeg was 1 for 2 on the power play with Tampa 1 for 1 on the power play. Tampa does pick up a point though, so that's good. But the 2 goes to Winnipeg and they continue their winning streak. They're now on a 4-game streak. Next, the Washington Capitals going for their 5th win in a row. I had to write this. I'm cheap, had to. And they take on Buffalo. Entering the matchup, Buffalo was 8-9-1, 17 points. Washington 9-4-2 and 20 points. This game also had to go to overtime, so after regulation, basically after 60 minutes, it was tied. In overtime, the Caps win by a score. Oh, here, I got it. Give me an OTL. By a score of 4-3. Shots on goal were the Caps 30, the Sabres 27. The Caps had 24 saves with the Sabres 26. Washington was 0 for 2 on the power play with Buffalo 1 for 3 on the power play. Despite picking up a point, Washington picks up the all-important 2. Now they're at 5 wins in a row. So Let's keep going. Philadelphia at the Islanders. Now, Philadelphia was on a 5-game winning streak. They're going for their 6th win in a row. Can they do it? Well, we'll have to find out. Entering the matchup, Philly was 10, 7, and 1 and 21 points. The Islanders 6, 6 and 5 and 17 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the New York Islanders beat the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 3-2. Now, folks, when you remember when I did the pregame report, I was going to go for the Flyers because they would be an underdogs because I thought they were probably going to win their 60K. But when I looked at the money line, I saw that the Islanders were the favorites. So I went with the Islanders, and I did the right thing for doing that. I got for my 5th win. And they won by a score of 3-2, by the way. Shots on goal were Islanders 25, Flyers 36. The Islanders had 34 saves with Flyers 22. New York Islanders were 0 for 2 on the power play with Philly 0 for 1. So the Islanders snapped the 5-game winning streak and they pick up their 7th win of the season. Folks, like I said, the season's long. Anything can happen. Next, my Blues in Arizona. The matchup, going into this matchup, the Blues were 9-7-1 and 19 points. Arizona 8-8-2 and 18 points. Now, folks, this game was back and forth all night. Both teams had switched their goalies in the second period. So, Bennington got replaced last, and the Coyotes changed their goalie. But, folks, at the end of 60 minutes, the Blues pull out the win by a score of 6-5. Shots on goal, the Blues 31, the Coyotes 25. The Blues had 20 saves with the Coyotes 25. St. Louis was 0 for 3 on the power play with Arizona 0 for 2 on the power play. Folks, 10th win of the season, our 21st point. And we're now in a playoff spot. We are the top wild card, which means is we'll take on the best team in the West, which is currently right now Arizona. Not Arizona, which is right now Vegas. Vegas, folks. That's it, of course, the playoff start today. So let's see what happens. Next game, Calgary at Nashville. Oh, I forgot to give him my 6-1. By the way, right now I'm 6-2-1, folks, for tonight. Let's continue. Calgary and Nashville entering this matchup. Calgary was 7-8-3 and 17 points. Nashville was 7-10-0 and 14 points at the end of 60 minutes. The Nashville Predators beat the Calgary Flames by a score of 4-2. Shots on goal, Nashville, the Predators 45, the Flames 26. The Preds had 24 saves with Calgary 41. Nashville was 1 for 5 on the power play with Calgary over 4. Nashville picks up their ace safe. Now, folks, also at the game, their original GM goes into the Predators Hall of Fame and they retired him. They gave him a banner, basically, and it says it looks like the Predators substitute logo, which was the NP at the time. They got DP on it. Not bad. Of course, my initials are DP. So Nashville picks up their 16th point. So let's get into it. Next was the Vegas Golden Knights at Dallas. Entering this matchup, Vegas was 13-4-2 and 28 points. Dallas was 12-4-1 and 25 points. This game, after 60 minutes, was tied. So it had to go into overtime. This was the third overtime match tonight. Final score was Vegas 2, Dallas 1. He wins. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got to do a little supper. Shots on goal, the Knights 26, the Stars 32. The Knights had 31 saves with the Stars 24. And Vegas was 0 for 4 on the power play with Dallas 0 for 3. 1 for 4 on the power play was Vegas, and Dallas was 0 for 3 on the power play. 14th win for Vegas, the 30th point, second team to reach 30 points. I tell you, I think for the President's Trophy right now, it's going between Vegas and Boston. They're going back and forth. But once again, folks, the season's on. Next, a team that were also in some losing streaks. Montreal losing 4 in a row. And Anaheim losing 3 in a row. Who snatched their losing streak? We'll find out. Montreal entering the matchup was 7-9-2 and 16 points. Anaheim 9-9-0 and 18 points. At the end of 16 minutes, the Montreal Canadiens beat the Anaheim Ducks by a score of 4-3. Shots on goal, the Canadiens 28, the Ducks 33. Hey, how you doing? Pierre here. That's right. I'm the schism from France, and I'm gonna finish this. Uh, Montreal had 30, those Canadians had 30 saves, and the stupid Ducks, Canard, had 24. And the puck to play, which I love so much, the Montreal Canadiens sucked, and they went 0 for 3, and Canard went 1 for 1. So thank you, and I gotta go. Literally, I hate that guy sometimes. Montreal picks up their 8th win, their 18th point, and they snapped their 4-game losing streak, but the Ducks are now on a 4-game losing streak, folks. Just like how the Blackhawks are now on a 5-game losing streak, so folks, this is going to get crazy. Next was Vancouver at Colorado. Entering this matchup, Vancouver was 13-5-1 and 27 points. Colorado 11-6-0 and 22 points. Hold on here. See, 1, 2, 3. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Excuse me. Had to do a little checking here. All right. Well, that puts me on my 9th win for the night. Let's see if I can get my 10th and 11th. Oh, sorry. Vancouver. So after the end of 60 minutes, the Colorado Avalanche beat the Vancouver Canucks by a score of 5-2. Third loss. I can't win them all, folks. Shots on goal, the Avs 25, the Canucks 29. The Avs had 27 saves with the Canucks 20. Colorado was 1 for 4 on the power play with Vancouver over 3 on the power play. Well, 24th point, 12th win for the Avs, but folks, I keep saying it's a long season. And finally, San Jose at Seattle. Entering this matchup, San Jose 3-14-1 7 points. Seattle 7-8-5 and 19 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Seattle Kraken beat the San Jose Sharks by a score of 7-1. Shots a goal, the Kraken 30, the Sharks 14. The Kraken had 13 saves with the Sharks 23. Seattle went 1 for 3 on power play with San Jose 0 for 2. 21st point for the Kraken, 8 win. And folks, I don't know what's going on with the Sharks. They are not doing so good at all. So, at the end of tonight, I went 10-3-1, folks, to put me at 44, 45, and 11. 44. That's 88 points plus 11. I'm at 99 points for the year, folks. So, if you are using my picks for your bets and you've won 44 times, well, I'm improving my record slowly. But tonight was a good night. 10 wins. 10-3-1. That is a good night. Definitely a good night for me. And I'm happy. Well, I better call it a night, folks. So I'll talk to you guys later. And folks, as always, please stay safe. Take care. Remember the Lord's watching you. And I love you guys. And until then, peace.